This is a definite comfort food full of flavor. I'm Tess, and tonight I'm making a delicious Egyptian baked macaroni with a creamy bechamel sauce. Stay tuned. This Egyptian baked macaroni casserole is very similar to a lasagna or Greek pasticcio or moussaka. It is generally layers of pasta, meat sauce, and cheese. I'm starting with the meat sauce. In my skillet on medium heat, I added a couple tablespoons of oil and 1 medium diced onion. Cooking and stirring for about a minute, and then I'm adding in 4 cloves of minced garlic. We are flavoring a lot of meat and pasta, so we want a good amount of garlic. Cooking and stirring for about 30 seconds, and then I'm adding in my ground beef. I have about a pound of lean ground beef that I'm cooking, chopping, and stirring for about 5 minutes or until no longer pink. If you need to, you can drain off any excess fat. Now for some seasonings. I have about a 1/4 teaspoon each of salt and black pepper. Here I have a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon and about 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg, and these combined are really going to give this dish a distinct flavor. A 1/4 teaspoon of thyme and 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. Giving that a good stir to combine, cooking and stirring constantly for about 1 minute. Here I have 1 3/4 cups of tomato sauce that I'm adding in a little at a time, stirring and bringing this up to a simmer and cooking for 2 to 3 minutes so the flavors all combine. This smells so good. At the end, I will turn off my heat and add in a handful of fresh parsley, stir to combine, and then set to the side. Just a reminder that I will leave the recipe and the list of ingredients for this Egyptian Macaroni Bechamel Casserole below this video. Also remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video recipe, and click the bell to make sure you receive notification of all my future video recipes. This is 1 pound of penne pasta that I'm cooking about a minute shy of being al dente. And now for the bechamel sauce. I have 5 tablespoons of butter and 4 tablespoons of flour. On medium heat, I'm melting the butter and then cooking and stirring for about a minute or 2. I'm slowly adding in 4 cups of whole milk, cooking and stirring well in between. You will see the sauce thicken. I'm keeping my heat at a medium to medium high. You don't want this to come to a full boil. You just want the sauce to thicken. For the seasonings, I'm adding in a pinch of salt and 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg, giving that a good stir and removing from the heat. I have 1 egg that I'm going to temper and add into the sauce. I'm whisking the egg while I'm adding in 3 to 4 tablespoons of the hot sauce. Keep whisking and the egg and the sauce will incorporate. Don't stop whisking because you don't want the egg to cook. Then pour the egg sauce mixture back into the pan and continue stirring until mixed thoroughly. The egg will help keep the sauce firm and give the top a nice color. I like to add a little cheese. This is 4 ounces of grated Monterey Jack, and I also have some Parmesan cheese, giving that a good stir until all the cheese is melted. I'm adding about 1/3 of the sauce to the pasta and mixing well. This will help flavor the pasta and keep it moist. We are ready to assemble the casserole. I have my oven preheating to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. First, I'm adding in a ladle full of the sauce to the bottom of my baking dish so nothing sticks. About half of my pasta is leveled out on the bottom, and just give it a gentle tamping. A little sprinkle of cheese and a ladleful of bechamel sauce. All of the seasoned meat is leveled out in the middle. And another layer of grated cheese. This is the rest of the pasta. Again, just leveling and tamping. And finally, this is the rest of the bechamel sauce, pouring over the top and gently leveling. This is going into a preheated 400-degree Fahrenheit oven for 35 to 40 minutes or until the casserole is heated through and bubbly and golden on top. The smell is just amazing. Let the casserole rest for at least 15 minutes before cutting and serving. Everything is extremely hot. You can see the layers of the pasta and meat and bechamel sauce on top. You can taste the garlic and thyme, and in the background, the hints of the cinnamon and nutmeg. The creamy bechamel sauce is absolutely delicious and takes this casserole over the top. I hope you give this Egyptian Macaroni Bechamel Casserole recipe a try and enjoy. If you like this video recipe, please hit the like and subscribe button. Remember to hit the bell next to the subscribe to make sure that you get my future video recipes. You can also find me on Facebook and at my website. Feel free to share this recipe and my channel with your friends and family. And until next time, much love.